Click to start. New game, language quit. There is no other options. Language English back. Okay. New game. New game. Ooh, we get to pick. Operator. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk, transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. Engineer 0, interface 1, endurance -1, intuit 0, engage 0. Okay, what's our other options? Extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Perk, photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe. Dice action allows energy recovery at home. Engineer 0, interface 0, endure +1, intuit -1, engage 0. Or machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Perk, efficient extractor. Chance to gain random scrap items on engineer actions. Engineer +1. Interface 0. Endure 0. Intuit 0. Engage -1. I mean, I kind of want to be a machinist just because of the stats alone. Mostly because I don't like that if we pick this, we get less endurance. Since it's strength or strength of will, you'd think my strength of will will be like a lot since I'm very cerebral, but I guess we'll do machinist. Okay. Unknown. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Where am I? It's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think about that. A leap into a cold lake on a hot day, the sting of blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The walls of the container feel immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful. Not like you used to know pain, at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality
Welcome
of a
to
digital
Collective.
notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. What an ad! blasphemy, take this. Thanks for the sub, little Jacob. I'm sorry you got the ad. Remember the plan. Let's go with the plan. Remember the plan. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Try to rest. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs. Your right arm. You've been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You've spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest. Time passes. The cold creeps in further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints released from their rigor. Sound, too. Everywhere. Screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You are out. Dragos, pragmatic salvager. It's been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. "So, sleeper, you all thawed yet?" Almost. "Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hold plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky." Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. "Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long." You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to him? He ignores your question. "I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software, a rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You're not alone. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You're an offshoot, a copy. What you know, what you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S&R wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well, then no one can. You remember that too. Or at least rumors of it from other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them, and your body begins to shut down. Separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you're one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away, toward the glassy dome of the yard. The Eye is the best place you could be right now. The Eye? The station, you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freighter container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you're welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion? Fatigue? You shakily get to your feet. All right, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Tutorial. Welcome to Erlen's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Select locations by clicking on their icon. End cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. You wake, curled in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its messages readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape, getting answers, or building life? Building life. I mean, why else would you escape, right? Maybe you did get lucky, finding yourself here, maybe here on the edge of everything. There's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of desiccated powder. Oh, here we go. There is... There we go. Oh. You thumb the power stud of the stove and you begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can, and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition, now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refuel your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at double rate per cycle. So we need to find food because we're on the last 2 bars. Leave. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He's still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How you feeling? Not good. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. He looks away. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down and sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These, he pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and Sleeper's well. He trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Why? Things are a little tight, that's all. I owe a little cryo to a client here or there. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. Whoa. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcomes. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. Or negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows. 6. So it's just a 6-sider. Rolling a 6 is 100% chance positive. 5 is 50-50. 50 positive, 50 neutral. 3 or 4 is 25% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, and 25% negative. And 1s or 2s are 50% chance neutral, 50% chance negative. So low, bad, high, good. Got it. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and their skill, and modifiers that apply to that action. 1. Type. Repeatable action. Either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Risk. Either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcome means condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss. Skill, right up here. The skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage. Modifier, either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. So, we got hull dissection. Even the rustiest hulls can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. Manual salvage. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. Alright, let's do... We have a +1 on engineer, so let's do hull dissection. We have 2 5s and 2 3s. If we do a 5, we're pretty much... This is risky, so I'm going to do risky with the 5. With the +1 gives me a 6, which should be all positive, right? So, start action. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed in the below the actions that fill them, and they track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Drago's death, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. So we just did this. We got 15 cryo and something else, and we're back in business. Back in the business with you. Alright, so I'm gonna do another... engineer. That's safe. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and any tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu via the arrow buttons at the top left of the screen. You are now free to explore Erlin's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover your condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end the cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Use the mouse wheel or W and S to scroll along the station. Rotate the view with A and D. Good luck. We got 30 back 2 and okay, so we're... Alright, so what is this one? Survive. Let's survive. You need access to corporate pharmaceuticals, otherwise this escape attempt will come to rapid end. Find a doctor. Okay. Dragos pulled you out of the salvage and set you up. Perhaps you can repay his kindness in time. Okay. So that we can just look at them. Okay. So now we have 30 cryo, though. We have 2 dice that are not so great, so we're gonna put them over here and endure. That way we don't get too many negatives. Ooh, neutral. Back in business, plus 10 cryo. Okay. We're gonna run out of dice before we run out of anything else. I put this here. Goes to a 4. Or I can put it here. Phase of 3. Let's do that. All right. We got 2 that we can't do anything with. Leave. Where will we find a doctor? Oh, wait, there's a spot. Dock. Hellion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Hellion system are rare, but those that do always return, eventually. Okay. Oh, there's other places. Look at this. Rotunda. Steel dock plans. Explore the Rotunda. We can't do either, so... There goes Dock B2. Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starward belt and return, loaded with scrap from old wrecks. Bright market. Oh, we don't have any actions. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Maybe we should have saved some actions. Play little and toll. We don't have 50 cryo. That's the end of this. It's down this way. Nothing. What's this? Shipyard? Okay. So we know for next time. But I guess right now we just have to go here. Yeah, I guess we end cycle. We don't have any more dice. What else are we gonna do, right? Did I do that wrong? Starving. This time, you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then, the connections begin to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange, and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station, like a web of texture in a smooth, black liquid. Touch it. You find a point in the station, and you connect to it. Pulse through it. Follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers. And then, you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you. Things you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them, too. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow, it is pulling you in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there, The station splayed out across your mind, a storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it's gone. 3 dice. Alright, so let's go to Bright Market first, because we need food, right? Explore the market. Ooh, we have a 6? Heck yeah, give me that 6 in exploring this market, baby. Plus on local knowledge. Is that good? Bad? What's going on, Mike? What's going on? I'm gonna put the 3 in here too? And just do it. We're going for it. We're going for it. Ooh, local knowledge! We completed a thing. I don't know what that means. Leave, I guess? Oh, doctor! Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look at the enforcer. Actually, look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. "Wait your turn," he growls. After a few moments, a finger pushes through the doorway, and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room is The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the Bright Market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And, for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. "Come, sit," calls a sharp voice. You see a silhouetted figure turn away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. "Please, sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear? Recognition? Sadness? Unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" they ask, the scanner still to their eye. Actually, a cycle, but nah, go for it. A few cycles. They nod. "It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. S&ARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remain the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? How do you know this? They shift in their seat. You aren't the first sleeper I've encountered. You wait for more, but they go back to their inspection. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and S&ARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help, they sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. But we needed food! Oh wait, there goes food. Street vendor! Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red fleck dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. Let's watch first. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Memphis remains steady in his process. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Memphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Nod. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks. The earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy, the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Memphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually, you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles, but next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner side, and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the walk. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Look at that food! Yummy, 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 yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Alright, let's go to the Ort Exchange. We still have one action remaining here. So. I hope Zargnar has burgers. Hey man, we ate fungus, alright? These are fungi burgers. That's being cute. Alright, so. Play the exchange. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Or sell components. We don't have anything to sell. So. Alright. We'll leave there. What else we got going on? Low end gate. We got dock. Rotunda, dock. Dragos' yard. Empty container. Shipyard. Let's go to the shipyard. Because we can assist the shipbuilder. And maybe that might help. And get us something big. Let's try it. Because we get all positive here, so let's see what we get. Plus yard hand and +5. Only 5 cryo? We got better at the frickin' scrapyard, man. Alright, but we have to go to sleep now. We're out of actions. Time to go to bed. At least we're not starving. Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to parse, but you begin to try. Let's focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. I unknowingly had a vegan smash burger, and I gotta say I was alarmed it wasn't meat, so maybe fungus won't be bad. Hey man, those things are good. I know, I eat them a lot. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again to see two lines, two threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. What's the first? The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. Boom, 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 boom. Hunted. Someone out there is tracking you. It won't be long before they arrive. Dun, 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 dun. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the Eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful. These networks are old and strange. Click the eye at the top of the screen and toggle this view on and off. The eye is ever watchful. Ooh. Havenage agent, Keynode, Havenage agent, Solheim Gate. Keynode, Keynode. Yatagan agent? Wasn't Yatagan the name of the guy, the person that the doc works for? What's this? Keynode 0831, tutorial data actions. Data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the Eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice to the ones displayed on the right of the action. If you have a +1 or 2 modifier in the interface skill, you'll be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, data can be extracted. So we must match a 1, but we don't have a 1, so we're not going to do that. What are these little guys? We can't look at the little guys. Okay. What about this? That takes a 2, we have a 2. A Havenage member is broadcasting on the open network from here, leaving them open to data extraction. Let's try a 2. Extract data. Havenage data. Ooh. A cache of raw data from Havenage hardware. Okay, let's close the eye. We only have 2 dice left. We need to get some work so we can get more money. And then we'll need, well, yes, we'll need to go find food or we're gonna starve. Okay. Let's go to the stall first. Get that food out the way. Yeah, let's order some fungus. Emphasis spiced fungus is one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste sensors. It's incredible stuff. This doesn't take dice, so that's nice. Oh yeah, feel that food, baby. All right, we've eaten. Well, let's be on our merry. Yeah, we'll go to Dragos's yard. We'll give him some good stuff here. We get that back in business cycle finished. Maybe not finished, but we get more cryo, so that's good. Hey, that's enough for a meal. Let's see what other nodes we got around. What about this one? That's another 2. We have a 2. Let's do it. Ooh, as you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you. It tethers you in place. A taste. The voice makes you shiver. Its source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see a distant glint of light shut off, and then suddenly a shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, astringent, processing. Stay still. Please hold. The thread around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled about around you. It is blinding for a moment, and then it is gone. As it fades, you see a figure, a creature in front of you. Its strange head flickers between different angles, reading you. What are you? The shape paces around you on lithe legs, though there is no ground here to pace on. Entity, identify, origin, serial, cadence. The figure faces you expectantly. Sleeper as an ARP. Unknown, known. The figure's strange head rotates, brackish signature of and not of, attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads begin to spiral from its head, thick, snaking, vine-like ribbons that flex and wave. They approach with intent. Stop. The figure halts its threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek to correct illegalities. Can you confirm your legal right to sentience? I am a person. Incorrect. You are an entity. All at once, Hunter's head is directly in front of yours, blocking your vision. You stink of their taste. The one from the sealed dock. Hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will find interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides in the rotunda. You are its puppet. Hunter extends a razor-edged thread. I will not be diverted from my task. It glows with murderous intent. Strike. You lash out with all your force. Not a physical strike, but a focusing. A spike of interference leaping out like it's a tip, like the tip of a spear. Hunter stumbles, shifts, separates. Wake up. You open your eyes, blinking back into the station light, shaking with fear. Ooh, hunter. Talk about the hunters hunted, yeah. All right, so what did they say? In the rotunda? Steal dock plans, explore the rotunda, dock watcher, havenage watch list. Ah. Interesting. Okay. What else do we got going on? Oh, we can view our character. Skills. You get upgrade points. Oh. For now we have +1, 0, 0, 0. We can get others. Cool. Okay. What else do we got? Ort exchange? Can we buy anything here? We have data. What do you do with data? After some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, Yatagan have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. 60 cryo. Good night. Dock? What is this? Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return, loaded with scrap from old wrecks. Got it. What's the... Merchants willing... Oh, we read this one. Okay. Dragos' yard, empty container. And then what is this one? Shipyard. We've done the shipyard. Okay, so I guess we're going back to our container because we're out of dice anyway. And I guess we end cycle. Ooh. We got tree dice still. Okay, as you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up! Turn. Feng is coming down the corridor towards you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat? You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all? Nice idea, but well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together in the main walkway. Havenage, we are all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. Havenage? Think of us as an administrative association for the eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I've been seeing some unusual network activity and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around. But, this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, and then, when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look.
In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done.
He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone.
Stay clean, sleeper.
He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Gotta keep our head down. Gotta keep the head down. They're gonna look for us. Gotta keep our nose clean. They're gonna hunt us too, you know. Oh, excuse me. All right, where are we going today? Where to head off to today? That's almost done. Well, of course we're gonna need food. Might as well go there first and give them our 15 and get our foods. Yum! Yum, 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 yum. Okay, now we're out of there. Now we leave that. Then I'm gonna do some work. Hold on. How much till he notices us? 2, 4, 6. I have a 6, so I'm gonna use it here. I know he gives crap money, but I'm hoping we're gonna build this up eventually. Hey, we got random scrap components. We can sell those. Or go help our Drago's friend here with our 4. 15 more cryo. That's another day. Another meal. Let's check the eye. That keynote took a 1, right? We can match that 1 this time. Let's see what this is. Bypass. Extract the data. A lone connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. And now we got encrypted key. Yes, very good. But the hunter is ever watchful. Wagyu. Tonight's main Zarkner is treating all top workers with steak. Wagyu steak. I wish. Oh, we got something here. What's this? You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast, dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up. And now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Drago's for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern, he shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion. Locked inside that container, the wreck of an S&ARP freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own? A womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps, if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Drago squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we're up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a stop. A real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting and then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Ooh, upgrade point. Look at that. Tutorial, character, and upgrades. You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on your upgrading your character. Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top right of the screen. Alright. So we have one upgrade point. We can do, oh, I get it. So you start at 0, you can go down to -1, but if you get to +1, then the next step to +2 gives you these additional things. So really, we want to do this one to get to 0 on engage. Just so we're not at -1, maybe? Or do we go to +2 and then use scrap components at home to repair condition? This seems like a chill game to play in between your calls. It might be. It's a very nice. It reminds me very much of like a TTRPG, but in game form. You got lots of reading. Yeah, I can. This is a nice chill game, as far as like comparatively to RoboBee. A lot of decisions to make. Yeah, let's do this. We can't do this. Oh, this takes 2 upgrade points. I see. 1 upgrade point can bring me back to 0, but 2 is needed to go, or give me a +1, but 2 is needed to go to +2. Or 2 is needed to get this, then 3 is needed to get the +2. Ah, I see. Okay, so do we save it? I think we save the point then, until we can get 2 and get this self-repair, because that self-repair is really going to be a big thing, I think. Oh, you can scroll too, mouse wheel. Yeah, we have no more dice. We're still waiting on the stabilizer. Looks like this next cycle it might be there. So I guess we go to bed? I think this is where we're gonna call it after this. Hey, we didn't get a story this time. Okay. Leave. We got 5s and 6s. We are balling today. Ooh, what's this? Feng. Oh, we can talk to him now. Sleeper. Feng catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against the bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come this way, security all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Feng inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses open as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Feng leans on the server stack and gestures around you. You like it? It's incredible. He smiles wildly. I thought you'd say that. He taps a nearby server stack which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from the sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are built from the original station, A1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we've never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the Eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality, but this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also we're making it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you. I know you can see it. See this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can, can't you? I can see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you, and as you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. No, it isn't. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help you with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see, access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage, there is old growth, those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? I'm in. Feng pumps his fists and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eyes. You won't regret it, Sleeper. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn. You can turn. You blah 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 blah. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step, blinking back out into the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. New drive discovered. What are our drives now? We have build a ship mine, disable your tracker, extract the past, get to know Memphis, study the Winterlight, and survive. We completed survive though, right? Not yet. We need to get the Viola stabilizer. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. Okay. Beng said he will disable your SNR tracker if he can get to the bottom of his mystery first. Beng wants you to dig into old Solheim networks in search of secrets that could change the future of the station. Memphis loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. This blasted ship came in to the same yard as you did. Is there a connection, or are you just paranoid? Alright. We do this last day. Oh, what's this? Oh, can we do something here? Deliver data. Data. Feng will pay you for any Solheim data you dredge up from the Eye's old systems. What he does with it is anyone's guess. This is a Solheim cipher, so let's put that in there. No? Oh, this is a cipher, not data, though. Alright. We need to find data, which means going in here, right? What do we got? We got a key node down here, which needs a 2. We don't have any low numbers this time. So we need some with high numbers, right? Oh, this needs a slot of Solheim cipher. This gate conceals a network of systems which have been untouched since the Solheim collapse. Let's do that. Plus gate 7 S7 access. Interesting. What's gate S7? Solheim A32. We need a 2. What if we don't match the input? I don't want to waste the... Can't. You have to match the input. Okay. That needs a 4. That needs a 3. That needs a 1. That needs a 2. That needs a 2. 1. So it looks like if you have low numbers, coming into the net's the way to go. Because all of these are low numbers. I think 4 was the biggest we've seen. Alright. So let's get out of there. Need to help him with his ship. Which would be this. Oh, we have repaid Dragos. Okay, perfect. I like that. Okay, so Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure if he's going to hold his nerve much longer. So let's help him out. Let's give him... Let's give him this. And see how much... Plus winter light. +1 scrap item. Ooh. Let's go to the ship construction yard. Give them a 5, because that makes it a 6. 5 cryo, 2 more in the yard hand. And then, wait, let's go check dock. Can we get to dock yet? Dock's ready, let's go to dock. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them, a set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how Yatagan, they trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. I'm the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away, at least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Let's do it. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. A sensation begins to spread from the site A fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness. Muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. I can really appreciate the writing that went into this and the details, right? When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate.
Awake?
Yes.
The stabilizer is genuine.
They sit down beside the bed.
I don't know how Yadagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did.
Sabine looks troubled, distracted.
You should rest some more, but you're going to have to do that somewhere else.
They gesture to the door.
I have other patients. Sorry.
Sabine nods toward the case.
I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose.
Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you have been out. Sabine?
Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that.
You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Ooh. Hey, look at that, we're stable, y'all. Look at that, we got more condition than we've ever had. So next rest will be great. Great. Shoot. Go here. We're gonna need lots and lots of cash, right? So I guess we're gonna do this for one final action, and then we're gonna take a rest and call it a night. Plus on the winter light, plus another scrap item. Scraps. Okay. And we leave. We go home. And we end the cycle. It fades to black. And this is where we call it. Look at all those dice. We got 1s and 2s too. That would matter if we were... Time since your last autosave, 15 seconds. Okay. Quit to menu. All right.
Zap, 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 noir.